Hey Kristen, so I decided to go ahead and make a little video because I thought it would be easier for me to explain it and probably easier for you to understand. So I've got your wolf open on a black background so I can see the halo that you're talking about. And so instead of using like the quick mask selection tool, since this is already cut out, if you hold down control and click on the thumbnail, that'll go ahead and get him selected. One thing you can do here, I know you said that when you did the contract that it got rid of too much, so I'm going to try contracting by just 1 pixel, and that didn't take away very much. So it would get rid of some of the halo, but not all of it, and that's okay. Um, so I'm looking around, it gets rid of some of it. But there's a couple of other things that we can do that's time consuming, but it works. So I'm going to go ahead and just real quickly layer via copy. That way if we get rid of the background, that got rid of some of the halo. But we still have the problem where whoever selected this to begin with before you got it didn't try very hard to select the hair. So that got rid of a lot of the hair for you, which is not a good thing. So if we add a layer mask to this, it's going to be kind of like what I did when I um, painted on the layer mask with the grass from the uh, live tutorial that we did, except for this time I'm going to choose a different brush, almost the same brush but still different. I just got to find it. Here we go. It's the single blade of grass brush, um, and I don't see it. Where is it? There it comes. A little bit. Um, and you can see, oop, it's way too big. Let me go down a little bit, make it smaller. There we go. So we have to click this little bucket of brushes here so that we can, and the way I've usually use this brush is the way that it is saved. So if you look closely, it looks like little hair. So I have it checked shape dynamics, and the size jitter I have at 100%, angle jitter at 9%, roundness jitter at 19%, medium roundness at 25%. These are not exact numbers that you have to have. You just play with it until this looks like hair. Scattering at 56%, count at 4, count jitter at 98. I'm going to deselect color dynamics because that makes it look funky. And then I don't really need the transfer either. So really just the shape dynamics and the scattering. So before we actually before I select this brush, I forgot. We need to just get the round brush at like 74% and black. And these areas where he should have fur, 100% opacity, we're going to get rid of them. All along his back here. Just at the edge. We don't want to take too much away. I think I painted in too far right here. And get rid of that edge just real quickly. It doesn't have to be perfect by any means. And we're going to bring this back but make it look like fur. Right in here, right in here. Just the areas that it looks like the person who selected it didn't take any time to create fur or to select the fur. We're going to make it look like the fur was selected perfectly. Right in here. Okay, so now that we've gotten rid of that blocky looking stuff, we're going to switch the brush back to white and then go back and select that grass brush that looks like hair. Let me find it. Here it is. And let's check our settings again. It reselected those two, so I'm getting rid of them. I'm going to make it kind of small and then just go back through here and paint in until you get kind of close to where the edge of the cutout is. You don't want to get too close, and it doesn't really matter too much if you're following the outline of the wolf exactly. You just want to make it look like he's got fur instead of a choppy cutout on the edge there. try not to get too close because then you'll have to switch back to your round brush to paint it away again, and then back to this brush again. So just kind of go along where he might. Yep, I got too close right there. So let's go back to my round brush. Paint it away. Go back to my grass brush. Deselect Color Dynamics and Transfer, and go back at it. Oop, I need to make it smaller. Make it really small because the fur on the wolf is real small and fine. And now when you start to curve down here, you really need to, we'll go back and clean this little spot up in a minute. When you get down here to the curve, you'll notice the hair is not going in the right direction. So you go back to this toolbox under brush tip shape, and you can see you can rotate it or even flip it this way or that way. But that's going to affect the direction that the hair is going so that it follows along the side of the wolf. We need to rotate it some more down here by the tail so that it's straight down. And rotate some more. I'm going to flip it so that it's curving the way that the wolf's hair should be curving. Now, with those settings, oop, that part didn't look good. With those settings, every time you pick up your brush and set it back down again, it's going to kind of change the direction of the brush because you've got it set to be random like that. We'll go back and fix that in a minute too. We got a little too close there. See, I think we did it here as well. And here. Uh-oh, we must have missed that part. I didn't mask that part out like I should have. Let's see. So you basically just flip it until you get the direction that the hair should be falling, or the direction it should be pointing as it comes off the wolf. Oop, that little part there doesn't need to be done. Let's see. Okay, so that's basically what we'll do. We can swap this to black, and this might work right here where we got too close there. Just make sure it's following the same angle as the rest of the hair. Right here. So it's not horrible if you mess up. You just do that and then switch it back to white and paint it back the way you want it. Like this. Fill in little places. Let's get rid of some of that and fill it back in. Get rid of some of this. We'll fill it back in. Basically that's it. So that gives us even up against the black background. Now that didn't remedy this up here. So since we've already got this layer mask, I'm going to select the wolf again. And I'm going to select Modify Contract. Let's get in real close. We're going to be able to, we can't zoom in. Okay, let's try 1 pixel. Zoom in real close and see if that got rid of a lot of the haloing up here. I think we can go one more in. modify, contract by 1 more pixel. Okay, now since we've got the layer mask selected, we can choose this soft brush, black at 100% opacity, and oop, I forgot to select inverse. Now I can just paint away these areas and not mess with the rest of it that doesn't need it. And you can even, since this is like such a choppy, harsh selection where that person did that, is feather it by 2 pixels. And then as you paint it away, it takes away some of that choppiness. I forgot to paint it back right here. I'll do that in a second. That just kind of softens up the edge a little bit so it's not so cut out and choppy looking. And you may only want to feather it by like 1 pixel probably. That looks a little too soft, maybe. So I'm just painting around the edges to soften up those paws a little bit. Okay, let's try deselecting and see what it looks like. Ooh, that looks much better. So you can fix a bad selection. Oopsie. Let me clean this up a little bit. Right here. So you can even just go with a soft brush and just clean up these harsh pixelated areas. That need to be a little softer. Oh, and let me get that grass brush again. That blade of grass brush should be in your brush palette by default. And rotate it about like that. Uh-oh. Color dynamics and transfer. Get rid of those. I'll paint back his fur right there a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to send you this file, which you'll know that already by the time you watch the video, and hope that this helps you in your process. I can't wait to see your composite.